Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rain Hilda, or you may call me Rain, and I will be your MC for today. I would like to invite all the guests to be seated as our press conference of Southeast Asia Music Education Exchange SEAMEX 2017 will begin shortly. Also, please make sure that our handphones are in silent mode or be turned off. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yang berbahagia Datuk Rashidi bin Hasbullah, Deputy Secretary General in Culture, and we do have guests from University Malaysia, Spectrum Cultural Exchange, University Malaysia Kelantan, Sunway University, UCSI, UPSI, UiTM, ICOM, Aswara, Philippine Embassy, Laos Embassy, Casio Malaysia, Malaysia Chinese Women Entrepreneurs Foundation, MATRADE Exhibition and Convention Center, MECC, Orchestra Traditional Malaysia, Running Script, WoonMei, Orchestra RTM, Arcostry, Pasia, Music Time, and guests from media. So, welcome to the press conference of Southeast Asia Exchange Music Education, SEAMEX 2017. Now, I would like to invite Isabella Peck as a project director of SEAMEX to introduce the project.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time off to come out here. Yeah, because we believe this will be a milestone in the history of music education in Southeast Asia. About 25 years ago, I had to fly 30 hours to get to the other side of the world, to Boston in America, to continue jazz music studies. Winter in Boston is very cold. The fees very high. And I felt that I was this little kid in the world of giants in the Berklee College of Music, if you know where I've studied, yeah? But I have no choice. In the year of 1990, UiTM already started the Faculty of Music, but I am not allowed to study there. Aswara has not started yet, not until 1994. And all the so that was ASK, Academy Seni Kebangsaan, in 1994, yeah. And then all the private music universities were just being planned. Then Aswara was set up in, ASK was set up in 1994. ICOM, we have a representative today, International College of Music, was set up in 1995. Yamaha Academy of Arts and Music in 1996. Subsequently, you have Segi College, Sunway University, and a few others. Now, young people do not have to travel to very far places to study music. They now have some choices in Malaysia, and they have more choices here in around Southeast Asia. Forward to the year 2008, Dr. Sri of Mahidol University in Bangkok, Thailand, had invited all the heads of music faculties in Asia to meet and exchange ideas, views. But only the heads of music institutions in Southeast Asia who had responded. So, in the first meeting held in Bangkok in 2008, it was decided that from then on, the focus of the association will be ASEAN-based. And they set up SEADOM, Southeast Asia Director of Music Association. And they have been meeting every year in a different ASEAN country since 2008. In the last SEADOM Congress in the year 2016 at Vientiane at Laos, there were 116 heads of music faculties from 35 institutions around Southeast Asia who had come together. Now, what do you do when you manage to gather all these music professors, music people, important people? You invite the faculty and you invite the students to perform in concerts and talent showcase. You invite the institutions to exhibit what programs they offer, what assets they have. So, excuse me for the word that I use, but assets as in who are their teachers, who are their students, who are the researchers, who are the performers they have in-house. And you encourage these music people to collaborate across institutions, across countries. What do you do with the output of the conference discussions? You put it together to become a green paper so that it becomes a reference for ASEAN nations as we move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I will have to go to the slides now. Very quickly, I will introduce the people who have agreed to come in September, yeah. And also the institutions who have basically, yeah, agreed and also to come. Story of SEAMEX, we have gone through that. Yeah. SEADOM, SEAMEX, just so that you know, very quickly, it will be held, 2018, will be held at Bangkok, 14th to the 16th of September 2018. In other words, this is will be hosted by Silapakon University. They have, yeah, they want to do it. Yes, next. When and where? Our SEAMEX 2017. So it will be held on 8th to the 10th of September. It's 2017, again Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It will be at MATRADE Exhibition and Convention Center. We have managed to get the hall on the 3rd floor. We will get the MATRADE ballroom, yeah? I think that's the ballroom. And then many little rooms, not so little, but there are rooms also, conference rooms around on the 3rd floor. Now, what are we talking about? Exhibitions, yeah? So, universities, PNM, for example, you can exhibit whatever you are celebrating 50 years after. So come and exhibit what are the music related, or how do you position yourself in our Southeast Asia. Okay. Conference. We have conference that we talk about Southeast Asia and collaboration. Next, a Gala Concert. I want this Gala Concert to be recorded and broadcasted later over TV, over online platform. We have an online platform partner, by the way, that broadcasts live directly to China. So anyone who types in the web address will have access to whatever that happens in this room, in fact, now. Talent showcases. In other words, you just want to present your guitar concerto, so your rebab, concerto again, you know, so you can have smaller performing spaces, but that is nevertheless accessible to the public. As we will be inviting the music students from Malaysia, particularly national and local, yeah, music students and music interest aficionados, people who are interested in music. Workshops. So Eleanor from NAFA, Nanyang College of Fine Arts, is very happy to talk about history in Southeast Asia. Go Tochai, Dr. Go Tochai, he wants to talk about compositions in Southeast Asia. How do you make use of Southeast Asian contents? Yeah. What other workshops? We have a couple more. Product demonstration. Jamdan, Francis, you will be demonstrating your recording technology. software, music notation softwares, and others. Music film screening. This is something that we thought of, but right now I have only 4 films. In other words, they will be looping, but music films, particularly from Southeast Asia, people who have made films about traditional music, documentaries, about, films that normally can't go on the mainstream cinemas, but which are always looking for an audience, so this would be the venue. Yes, thanks. Why? So the story of it, I've told you the story, but particularly we wanted to brand ASEAN music and music education industry. We want to bridge music education and music industry. And not mentioning, and of course, to bridge among the institutes within Southeast Asia. And basically, to put it simply, we want to bring the music people together. Come together, talk, eat, play music, and hopefully some collaboration, some efforts that can come out. How? Musicians, teachers, students, music lovers, industry, government agencies, NGOs. NGOs, I'm inviting Pasia. You get your books, our proceedings, Spectrum Cultural Exchange, the next soloist in 2 years later in the program and all that. That will be it. That will be the reason why all these other organizations matter in the program. Yes. So you exhibit your products and services. You present your music talents. And last, you contribute to SEAMEX discussions in the conference. Now, more often than not, we always complain. It's like, hey, how come this one, we have all the resources here, we have all the talents here, but how come we are not using them, how come we are not creating more opportunities and all? And this is probably the time when we come together and talk about it and discuss it. And with the help of SEADOM, for example, and put it in writing, and we submit it. It may not have any effects, any results immediately, but at least the first paper has been submitted. And we put in the first effort and saying that, oh, could there be some exchange? Could there be some collaboration? Now, there's no money, okay, how are we going to find some money? Where? How? Or whatever. Just get together and discuss it. That's our wish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Next, I will invite you, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Rashidi bin Hasbullah, Deputy Secretary General in Culture. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Very good afternoon to every one of you, and welcome to the National Library. I think maybe some of you are first time here, right? You must enjoy, in National Library. You can go up and maybe have a look to our books and so on, because this is National Library. As you can find many books here. And then I would like to welcome also the director of the DG, Director General of the Library, National Library here, Dato' Nafisa. Yeah. All right. Of course, Isabel, the organizer for the SEAMEX, the SEAMEX 2017, and also Professor Dato' Rizwan, the Rector of Aswara. Yeah. Okay. And all distinguished guests, our press colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, furthermore, first and foremost, allow me to welcome deans and heads of music faculties, NGOs, sponsors, and members of the media to our press conference of South Asia Music Education Exchange 2017, or known as SEAMEX 2017, this afternoon. I just want to mention again all the music faculties, such as from Indonesia Malaya. You are here today, right? Dr. Chu Hu Wing.
Wing.
Yeah? No, but I just mentioned because you put here. We really appreciate your presence, also maybe your interest on this, on SEAMEX 2017. Bentley Music, Mr. Kevin, is that Mr. Kevin Phil? Alright, thanks for coming. Yusi Maya, Malaysia Kelantan, Professor Ahmad Tarmizi bin Azizat, are you here? No. But your representative may be here. And also Sunway University, anyone? From Sunway, you are Professor Donald William Bauer. Bauer. Alright, thanks for coming. UCSI University, Professor Dr. Feng Tian Hua. Are you here? Or your representative? Talking about USI, because when I was in the tourism sector, I deal a lot with the UCSI for work-based learning, but for hospitality. But they have music faculty, so that's very good. Now, since I'm now in culture division, culture sector, I think we can work also with UCSI. And University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. I don't know whether you are here or not. Thanks for taking interest on this. And of course, University Technology Mara, UITM. Any representative of UITM? Oh, Razali, Mr. Razali Mustafa, thanks for coming. And this is very important, and also we recognize UITM as a public university. I think the only public university has the music faculty. I don't know whether other public university. USM now. But the first one I think was UITM. UITM. Then, by then I think the name was ITM. ITM, right? Okay. Welcome everyone. So this press conference is mainly to highlight on the upcoming SEAMEX 2017, which is scheduled to be held on the 8 to 10 September 2017, as mentioned by Isabel just now. At MATRADE Exhibition and Convention Center in Kuala Lumpur. I hope all of you know about the place. Isabel showed the pictures of MATRADE just now, and of course the press. I think you know, bloggers also. You can highlight this so that all music lovers will go there, to participate on the 8 to 10 September 2017. The first ever SEAMEX 2017 is a unique platform for music institution in this region. This event is aimed to highlight music faculty talent, student talent, as well as to promote music education collaboration within ASEAN member state. This is very important when you talk about ASEAN, because you know very well, this year actually visit ASEAN year. Actually, I just want to tell you, I just came back from Philippines in Iloilo to attend a meeting on for the they got SOCA and ASCC, ASEAN meeting on three pillars. They call culture. Social culture. So under social culture is music is a part of it. So this is very important under ASEAN. During the ASEAN meeting also they discussed on the commemorative activity for 2017 in collaboration with the Visit ASEAN Year 2017. So I think this SEAMEX is actually timely to have this year. I think to also to be part of the calendar event for Visit ASEAN Year 2017. So congratulations to Isabel, your initiative to do this. I think this is actually in conjunction with the Visit ASEAN Year. So from the Ministry of Tourism and Culture point of view, we are pleased to take note on the current initiative by SEAMEX Sdn Bhd, a private limited company corporation in Kuala Lumpur, to organize the SEAMEX 2017. Also, this is very timely because government actually encouraged private sector like you know, to organize such event under the PPP. I think you know very well. I think everybody, you know, in the world talking about PPP, public-private partnership. Yeah. So this is good because private sector like Isabel under the SEAMEX Sdn Bhd working together with the Ministry of Tourism and Culture and also other organizations to work together, you know, to come up with this very, very good program to be done this year. So we are welcome any one of you also to organize such event, you know, for this year or for in the future. In fact, any one of you can collaborate with Isabel, you know, maybe in future to also to organize this. Yeah. All right. The inaugural event will include several activities such as exhibition, as I mentioned by her just now, conference, workshop, gala concert, talent showcase, and product demonstration. I think this is good. Yeah? It will be bring the music education community in the ASEAN region closer with a better opportunity and prospect for student exchange program, exchange of faculty, visit, and project collaboration. I think when you talk about music, yeah, and about exchange program, this is very, very good. In fact, within ASEAN country, in fact, if you want to talk beyond it, yeah, I think maybe up to, you know, like European country, China, Japan, and so on. I think this is, in fact, music can bring, you know, student, you know, ideas, exchange, yeah? Exchange program from all this country to this country. Yeah? I think this is good. I think we want this kind of program to capitalize the student talent, yeah, from university and so on to perform here, so that maybe to perform not only here, for in other country also, yeah, so that we can see, we can experience music from all different countries. Yeah? In fact, I told Isabel just now and also my officer, you know, yesterday we had also the courtesy call from the ambassador of Thailand, yeah, in my office. We were talking on music exchange. I think this is good. Yeah, people talk about it. In fact, in Malaysia, I think many of you know about the Rainforest Music Festival in Sarawak. You know, right? So have you been there? Maybe you can, if you interested, you can come this year. Normally in May. Yeah? So also this is part of showcasing music to to connect the world. Yeah, because music that can connect people to people by music. Yeah, people connection. People connect people. I mean, we can connect people to people through music. Because during the Rainforest Music Festival, you can have different country showcasing their music, regardless of ethnic music or the modern music and so on. I think this is very, very good, very, very exciting. Yeah. All right. I just talked about public-private partnership. So in this regard, the ministry appreciates the effort by the SEAMEX Sdn Bhd as a private entity to initiate and organize the SEAMEX 2017, which is also will be promoting Visit ASEAN at 50 campaign. Yeah? Actually, this campaign was launched in January in Singapore. I think many of you aware about it. We launched it during the ASEAN Tourism Forum in Singapore. So this year, actually, we have to highlight all events under ASEAN to celebrate Visit ASEAN 2017. So Malaysia also need to highlight their event and also program. So I really appreciate the effort. Yeah? Maybe during the ASEAN meeting, very soon also we can also highlight this program under your service. Yeah, all right. So we can put it as one of the calendar events so that people in ASEAN country can join and come to celebrate, also to attend, enjoy the program. Yeah. As you are aware, 2017 has marked another milestone for ASEAN with the commemorative celebration of our 50th anniversary of ASEAN. Yeah? That's why we are celebrating ASEAN at 50, because 50th anniversary of ASEAN. In the spirit of this celebration, I certainly hope that SEAMEX 2017 will be another significant accomplishment under the purview of music development of ASEAN, for ASEAN this year, and to be considered as one of the effort by Malaysia for the commemorative activity to produce young talent in music and greater celebration in music education among the ASEAN member states. Like in Malaysia, under the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, of course, we have the Aswara, to also to have a greater collaboration for this. Yeah? I think we have to use Aswara, be part to enhance our music, music interest among the young talent and so on. In fact, here we have the Warna music, right?
Warna music.
We really appreciate Warna music. Cik Mok from Warna Music, your presence today really, we really appreciate your presence. Yeah? So that also you'll be part of the music industry. I think this is very important also. Then we really appreciate your collaboration with this SEAMEX 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally believe that the tourism and cultural sector have a bright future that can offer a great and unexplored potential for public-private partnership. Yeah? For instance, partnership in the area of cultural and creative industry can bridge the funding gap of public entities, providing interesting investment opportunity for the private sector. That's why, as mentioned to Isabel just now, I think this year, the government of Malaysia encouraged all, the industry, especially the culture industry, to participate, collaborate, and also giving some fund to those interested to have a program under the culture or music, Weibo, as long as it is to benefit the culture industry, music industry, government will give incentive, tax incentive for those giving, funding, in terms of money or in terms of in kind. I think it doesn't matter as long as you are collaborate or you are giving some support for the program. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I wish that SEAMEX 2017 a great success, and I once again thank all these distinguished guests, especially the sponsor, our media friends, and everyone who are here today for the SEAMEX 2017 press conference. We certainly welcome the effort and initiative for any further collaboration between the ministry and the private sector, including NGOs, to promote not only music but also any potential cooperation related to tourism and culture sector towards our national interest and benefit to all ASEAN member states. With that, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Now, I will open for Q&A session for about 15 minutes.
So usually this is the section that is for press. But allow me, if you allow me, I'd like to introduce people in the room, because then you get to know each other and hopefully collaboration can start. Yeah? Okay, I'd like to introduce Mr. Ong Peng Chu. Hi. So, Mr. Ong was how many years now? 30 years in the music industry. He started in the Chinese music, popular music industry, then later on the Malay, and in the past 10, 15 years, he has been very active in China, in the China market. He was instrumental in bringing Sheila Hamza to stardom in China. So, Mr. Ong, you are the one. And so, for SEAMEX, if time allows, I'd like to invite you again. He wants to talk about copyright laws, which is very relevant to all of us. He started Prism. He started Prism also. How many years ago? About 10 years ago. So he was the first one who raised the awareness about the music that we just write, especially students, and not having the copyrighted stuff and all. And then I'd like to introduce you Mr. Kevin Field, who is representing both Bentley Academy of Music, Bentley Music, and his project on Spectrum Cultural Exchange. This is an NGO that he has set up in works of ASEAN. Is it particularly in ASEAN? Yeah? ASEAN Cultural Exchange. But for SEAMEX, he has suggested, and we are still discussing, he has suggested to set up ASEAN Youth Orchestra performance. In other words, there will be a call for composition, original compositions, and then the musicians, between 40 to 60 pieces, people will come, the students, teachers and students will come and perform in like a 3-day camp. So on the last day will be the performance, which will be recorded again and broadcasted later. I'd like to introduce Razali, who is representing UITM, but it's not his, but UITM has also in response to Kevin's idea, is thinking about putting together ASEAN Youth Choir. That is, again, but Dr. Masashi, the Japanese choir director, will be directing it. And he has the idea of calling original compositions for choir, ASEAN compositions, and then inviting students or teachers, singers to join in a choir, culminating in a concert on the last day or in the second day. It all depends on the timing. And then we have Ankur. Joyce Prakash cannot be here today. She sends her apologies. But that is an ethnic fusion orchestra performance ensemble. That is a very popular music series. This will be the second time. The first time was very popular also. So you have sitar, tabla, Chinese, wayang kulit. This year she has the idea of incorporating wayang kulit and Indian music instruments for the concert. Next, I'd like to introduce Deborah and Marianne from Casio, Malaysia. They are sponsoring grand pianos and stuff, and quite many things, but we are still ironing out the details, of which I will not bore you with here. We shall come to it again. And then Saida, our friend, Natin Saida Rastam, the author of Rosalie and Other Love Songs. She will be the keynote address speaker. Thank you again. Particularly, what I've asked her is, can you talk about something that musicians don't know, but something that the musicians can use for their music activities? And so, okay. So because if you know, she's trained as a lawyer. She's trained as a, you name it, she's done it all. So we are throwing it to her. Yeah. And Andrew Wong, he's the luthier from Arco Strings. He repairs strings instruments, violins, violoncellos, and double basses. And he sells some instruments, bowing hair. Bowing the bows. Sorry. heritable over there. And so we have someone from the instrument side, that means aside from piano and Bentley, all the music instruments from Bentley, you also have strings people there. Yeah. Have I left? MATRADE Janib is here, the representative. So if you want to have a bigger space, or if you want to have fireworks, talk to Hanif. Yeah. Who else? Glenn is here. Hi. Someone from the embassy, did they come? Hello, you are from the Philippines. Thank you for coming. You're Helen. Hi, Helen. So she's Helen, the cultural attaché from Philippines Embassy. Helen, I'd like you to know that there are 5 universities coming from the Philippines. I'm so terharu. Because normal university, Philippines, the normal university, Philippines, the women's university, because I met them when I was in Manila, and they were very keen. The choir are looking to perform here in September, and they are looking to perform original Filipino compositions, of which we treasure so much, because that is what it is. Thank you. We'll talk to you again later. Lau? Oh, MC. Any questions? I mean, you give me the mic, I know. Any questions? Comments? Yes.
Thank you. My name is Ayub Ibrahim. I'm teaching English. I would like to ask, the venue, the MATRADE, is it confirmed already?
Do you have an idea of an alternative venue?
If I may suggest, it is better for you to have this kind of nice event, especially for the students. Since you got good support from the TKSU and the rector Aswara, I would like to suggest if Aswara can host the event, so you can save a lot of technical aspect, venue, rental, so you can use the sponsorship for other things, I don't know.
Right.
But I think the best venue should be one of the institutions, and since Aswara is under the Ministry of MECC, I just like to see Aswara hosting that event.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sunway University too, at one point.
We love that.
Yes, but no, we won't allow you. Glenn? No? Okay. I'll introduce you to the undergraduate. Questions? No? We have Samuel here. Samuel is from ICOM. Samuel is from International College of Music, so they are very supportive of this SEAMEX also. Nilesh knows about this, Irene knows about this too. They just haven't gotten down to closing it, but they are very supportive. ICOM is one of the private universities that have been doing some good work in producing international and national students, Malaysian students. Questions before we go for tea and coffee? Kevin, do you want to say a few things? Okay. Anyone? You can ask Dato. Dato say, susah, not easy to get Dato here.
Okay, thank you. As the saying goes, to every beginning there is an ending. And now the press conference comes to its end. Once again, thank you everyone for gracing our press conference of Southeast Asia Music Education Exchange, SEAMEX 2017, with your presence, and we really appreciate it. Everyone is invited to enjoy your tea, and this is the end of the press conference. Have a safe journey home. May God bless you, and with that, I'm thank you.